Hey, my name is Zach, and today we're taking a look at possibly the best budget variable ND filter, the K&F Concept Variable ND. When shooting video, you always want to be shooting double your shutter speed of whatever frame rate you're shooting. But if you still want to shoot with a wide open aperture in a bright condition, this can create a little bit of a problem. This is where ND filters come in, allowing you to put sunglasses essentially on your camera to get the settings you want, no matter how bright the shooting conditions are. There are two main different types of ND filters. There are ones that come in standard stops, so a 2-stop, a 4-stop, and a 6-stop, for example. But the only negative with these is you have to screw them on and off the lens every time the exposure changes. And then there's also the all-in-one solution, which is a variable ND filter. So you just screw on the one filter to the front of your lens, and you can essentially adjust by just turning the filter, and that adjusts the exposure from lighter to darker. So you could carry around multiple ND filters and just change them out as needed. But if your shooting style requires you to be on the move constantly, adjusting different shots and changing exposures, this is why variable NDs are great, and they're going to be more convenient for you and allow you to get your shots done quicker and more efficiently. Unfortunately though, that convenience can come at a price, and most of them are, well, quite expensive. Because of this, I wanted to take a look at one of the most affordable variable ND filters on Amazon to see if it's even worth spending your money on. So after doing some research, I landed on the K&F Concept Variable ND. When I purchased it, it was only $29.99 Canadian, and that was for a 72mm thread size for my Sigma 18-35. So let's jump into some tests, and I'm gonna do a couple of different scenarios side by side with the filter at different settings, as well as without the filter, so we can see the quality of the optics that went into a $30 filter. So let's jump into the tests. So this first clip here, we have no ND filter on. As you can see, it's pretty clean. I'm shooting in the neutral picture profile, and this is all unedited. Right away with the ND filter on, even just at the minimum setting, there is quite a shift in the color of the image. This was all shot manually at 5200 Kelvin, and the image really tends to warm up once you put this filter on. Nothing that can't be color corrected out, but definitely very noticeable. As you turn the ND filter up, it does seem, it could have just been the exposure change, but it definitely does seem like the overall saturation of the image really went down as you brought the setting up on the ND filter. In these shots though, because they're shot at 35mm, I don't see the typical X pattern, which you usually see in a lot of variable ND filters. Because it's a little bit of a tighter shot, it looks fairly clean in that sense. So this is a wider shot at 18mm. Keep in mind this is being shot with an APS-C camera, so you would start to see some artifacts, which in this shot I definitely do see a little bit of change of exposure near some of the edges of the shots, but nothing too crazy. Nothing, again, just a little bit of a slight warm tint to the image. And as we bring it up, same thing, a little bit shifted to a little bit more muted, a little bit cooler and desaturated. In terms of the pattern though, it's decent. Near the trees you can see a little bit of variation, the ones to the right of the shed, but nothing too crazy. So then this shot is one where the filter should struggle. Because we have so much sky in the shot, this is where I would typically expect to see it falling apart. On its minimum setting, it's doing quite well. Again, the image does seem a little bit warmer if you compare it to the shot without the ND. When you do bring it up to its max setting, I still think it's
more than usable. It's for the price, it's definitely usable. At the max ND, you do start to see a little bit of that X pattern. This is a tricky shot. You do see it a little bit more. The exposure jumps a little bit near the middle top of the frame, and I'd say the middle right of the frame and left of the frame ever so slightly, but more than usable. It's definitely not that bad, especially for being shot at 18 millimeters. Overall, I definitely recommend this ND filter. I think it definitely has its flaws. As long as you're shooting it with medium to tighter focal lengths, I don't think you're going to see a lot of the artifacting that you typically do on these cheaper variable NDs. The only major thing to consider is that it does shift the color of the image. When it's on the lower end, it's a little bit warmer, and when it's on the higher end, it's a little bit more desaturated and a little bit cooler. Just keeping those in mind and understanding that those can be corrected in post. For a price of $29.99, you really can't go wrong. So I'll leave a link to this variable ND in the description below if you want to check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys.
Let me know in the comments if you use an ND filter, what's your favorite kind or favorite brand? Thanks for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram @FilmZach. And until next time, coffee and create. Peace.